I'm the first one in my family to graduate from high school and to actually attend college. So nobody in my family has ever graduated from high school or attended college.
When I was in high school, nobody ever spoke to me about going to college. A counselor never said, hey Valerie, this are the colleges that you can go to, or this is what you can do to go to college, this is how you can pursue an education. My parents talked to me about it, but to me, it needs to come from someone else other than your parents. It needs to come from your peers, from other people that have gone to college to tell you this is good for you and this is why.
Being undocumented from the get-go, from the moment that you notice that you're undocumented, you feel like you can't go to school because you don't have a social security number, because a lot of reasons, a lot of things go through your head. Just being Hispanic makes it hard because people just automatically assume that you're not meant to go to school, or just because you look different, or just because you dress different. And people just automatically, I think, assume that you're not a good kid most of the time. I mean, at least that was my case. A lot of people didn't even believe in me. A lot of people told me that I wasn't gonna be anything, I wasn't gonna be anybody. And now that I'm nobody yet, but I mean I've made it. I made it pretty far. Like I made it further than I thought I was gonna make it. So I mean I'm really proud of myself. But yeah, I think it's a really big problem within our community, because we have the highest dropout rate. The Latino dropout rate is like 3-4 times anybody else's. So it's crazy, and then out of that, it's more than 90% of those are undocumented students. So if you look at the numbers, it's easy to see that undocumented students are the only ones pretty much that are dropping out.
I was thinking, how in the world am I gonna do it? I don't have money. My parents don't have money to pay for it, so I don't know how in the world I'm gonna do it. I couldn't think any way to pay for it. So Julie told me to talk to these two guys, and one of them said no, they couldn't help me for this semester because it was a little bit late. And the other guy said, well, I want to meet you so I can go ahead and talk to you and ask you some questions. So we met, and the week after we met, he emailed me and he said, it was nice meeting with you. It was nice meeting with you, and I just have good news for you that I'm gonna help with $2,500 for your semester. But if you can go ahead and talk to your parents so they can go ahead and help you to pay the rest of it. So I said okay, but in my mind was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
My education should always come first, because that's the only thing that nobody can take away from me. And no matter where I end up, if I end up homeless, if I end up with no money, I'm still gonna have that knowledge that I gained over the years. And like I said, being undocumented has taught me so much. Like I started working when I was 13, so I pretty much didn't have a childhood at all. While other kids were playing video games, I was working, and while other kids were doing sports at school, I was working. So I was taught to be a man from a really young age. I didn't have any time to play around, to mess around. So it's a whole different experience.
What college has done for me, it has improved my life. I've been able to get promotions. My salary has increased. The future wouldn't have been as bright. I mean, I was able to buy my first house, and that was really exciting for me. I was able to finally, purchase something on my own.
I'll be the first one from the family to graduate from university. In the U.S. or in my country, there's nobody yet, so I'm gonna be the first one. And my hope is, that's what I want to do for a living. I want to encourage others do that, to know, to let them know that it is possible to go to school. There's lots of challenges, but there's things that we can do to help. There's resources out there. There are people that are willing to help you.